during the next 36 hours? Yeah. Are you pumped up? Are you full of beans? You look as though you're full of beans to me, because we need to be, because of, let's be absolutely clear, this is the most important general election I can remember in my lifetime, and the choice before this country has never been starker. And it's very, very clear. On Thursday, when the polls open, the people of this country can begin to make a choice between a way forward for this country with a one-nation Conservative Party that will get us out of the rut that we're in, that will take us forward as a country together, get Brexit done, or else they can stay mired in deadlock, paralysed, stuck in neutral, with not just Jeremy Corbyn, but Jeremy Corbyn in coalition with Nicola Sturgeon and the Scottish Nationalist Party. And it would be even worse than the last 3.5 years. It would be an absolute ecstasy of defeatism, division, despair, deadlock, derision, you name it. And it's not the way forward for this country, because that is the reality. There's only two mathematical alternatives on Thursday by 10 p.m, and that is we either have a working majority for a Conservative government to take this country forward, or we have another hung parliament. Another hung parliament with Jeremy Corbyn as the leader, Jeremy Corbyn in number 10. And there are three reasons why it'd be an absolute disaster. First of all, it'd be an economic disaster for this country. They'd whack up taxes on every person, every taxpayer, £2,400 a head. Another £1,000 on people paying earning as little as £20,000 a year. They'd whack up borrowing, 1.2 trillion, with all the impact that would have on everybody's interest rates, everybody's mortgages. Absolute economic disaster. Don't forget, these are seriously left-wing guys. I mean, John McDonnell was sacked by Ken Livingstone for being too left-wing. You know, he wants to foment the overthrow of capitalism, he says. But also it would be a political disaster. It would be a political disaster because it would mean that this country was literally in the hands of a Hamas-backing, IRA-supporting, anti-Semitism condoning appeaser of the Kremlin. And that's the reality. Just look at the record, and don't just listen to me. Don't just listen to me. Look at what his health spokesman John Ashworth had to say today, because he confirmed it all, didn't he? He said that Jeremy Corbyn would be a security risk, and I'm afraid I can't dissent from what the Labour health spokesman had to say. I think that there is truth in what he had to say. But I'm afraid that the third reason why it'd be a disaster for our country, and that is, of course, that as John Ashworth also confirmed, by the way, there's one other thing that Jeremy Corbyn and Nicola Sturgeon would refuse to do. You know what it is? They'd refuse. You know what it is, don't you? They would refuse to get Brexit done. I mean, look at Nicola Sturgeon. She's just hired a new bus saying block Brexit. She's obviously not in favour of Brexit. It would be, I'm afraid, a disaster for our country, and we would be stuck, as I say, paralysed, unable to deliver on the mandate of the people. And I don't think that's right, do you? I mean, whether you voted Leave or Remain, 3.5 years ago, the people of this country were promised that their wishes would be respected. We've got a reputation for democracy in this country. Come on, let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. And we can. We can. Who's that? We have a deal. We have a deal. We have a fantastic deal. We have a fantastic deal that will allow us to get Brexit done. You know what we know about our deals? I continuously say it is oven ready. It is there. It is approved by every single one of the Conservative candidates standing at this election. Every single one. Where's Trudy? Trudy backs it. We all back it. James backs it. We all back it. Every single one of us. So every point on my good friend the rabbi backs it. We all back it. And a quite extraordinary thing. And people haven't been lobotomized. They haven't been forced to. This is some North Korean procedure. But everybody supports it because they can see it's a great deal. Contrast the Labour Party. How many of them back Jeremy Corbyn's putative deal, which he has yet to do? Can you think of anybody? Does John McDonnell back it? No. Does Keir Starmer? Does Diane Abbott back it? Absolutely not. Not as far as nobody back. Jeremy does. That's right. Does Jeremy Corbyn back it himself? He doesn't even back it. The whole thing is satirical. He's going to do a deal that he doesn't even back. How is he supposed to do a deal when he doesn't even want it? It's absolutely. It would be satirical. It would be comical if it were not so disastrous for our country, because we would go on debating Brexit for the whole of next year with this subject as a drag anchor on our politics and on our economy completely unnecessarily. And if we get our deal through, as I say, it's oven ready. Whack it in, we can get it out before you have to cook your Christmas turkey. And we can then get on in January. By January the 31st, we can get on with all the advantages of Brexit. So taking back control of our money, our borders, our laws, doing things differently and better, whether it's cutting VAT on sanitary products or regulating differently for animal welfare and better, free ports, free trade deals, we can, an immigration policy that is properly democratically controlled by the people of this country, about time too. All those things we can do. Substantial sums of money, have I mentioned that already? Absolutely. If we delayed any more, we're going to need a bigger bus, by the way. Substantial sums of money we would take back and we could spend on our priorities. And, of course, there are economic advantages as well, instant economic advantages. You saw the study the other day showing that as soon as we get my deal done, there was a tidal wave of investment waiting to come into this country because of the certainty and stability it will bring. $150 billion worth. Now, what would you rather have, my friends, for Christmas, under the tree? $150 billion worth of investment in our country, or Jeremy Corbyn's plan, not just for one referendum on the EU, but another referendum on Scotland as well? Because don't forget that will be the price that Nicola Sturgeon demands for supporting him. I think she said it already, and we know who's going to be wearing the trousers in that relationship. Isn't it? She's got 2 referendums. What an incredible, infernal waste of this country's time and energy. And we can get on. We can get on not just with delivering the advantages of Brexit, not just with getting the economy moving. We can get on with our work as a one-nation Conservative government, delivering on the priorities of the British people and taking this country forward. Get on with investing in our fantastic National Health Service, 40 new hospitals, 50,000 more nurses. Get on with investing in our police service. Make sure that we have 20,000 more police officers on our street. Cut crime, giving them the backing to take knives off the street with proper stop and search. Invest in our schools, lifting up the funding for every primary and every secondary school in the country, £4,000 a year for every primary school pupil, £5,000 a year minimum for every secondary school pupil. We can get on with our priorities of uniting and levelling up the whole country with infrastructure, with education, with technology. That's what we're going to do, a one-nation Conservative government, bringing this country together. It's an amazingly exciting prospect for our nation. And we could be the cleanest, greenest government in the world. We're already pledged, as you know, to be carbon neutral by 2050. Let's get on and do it. We have the technology, we have the ambition. This is a country with fantastic resources and potential, but we are being held back by the whole argument about Brexit. We can do all these things. We can do all these things, of course, and have a tax lock for the hard-working people of this country. Not only cut national insurance contributions for 31 million people, cut business rates for small businesses across the country, but also insist that we have a tax lock on income tax, on VAT and national insurance contributions for everybody in the country. And we can do all that, make those massive investments in infrastructure, in education, in our public services, and keep taxes down, because we are a sensible one-nation Conservative government that understands the symmetry at the heart of our economy between a dynamic wealth-creating sector, between supporting businesses, and, of course, fantastic public services. And Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party don't understand that. They want to, as I said earlier on, they want to destroy the wealth-creating sector of this country. So that is the choice. You can come with us, a party that believes in supporting our police, in backing our army, believes that we need to strengthen our security services, MI5, that understands the importance of NATO. Or you can go with Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott and John McDonnell, who at one time or another have said that they want to scrap, that they oppose stop and search for the police, that they want to scrap MI5, they would disband NATO, and they would, of course, have absolutely no interest in promoting the economic success of this country, because they frankly do not believe in capitalism. And John McDonnell has said, as I say, that he wants to overthrow capitalism. So let's give that madness a miss, everybody. Let's give that madness a miss. Let's take this country forward. Let's take this country forward. Let's make sure that we go forward with a fantastic agenda to make this country the best place in the world to live, to bring up your kids, to breathe clean air. Let's make this country carbon neutral by 2050 and Corbyn neutral by Christmas, everybody. Let's do it. Let's do it. And in the next 36 hours, the people of this country will be making up their minds. And it can be close, my friends. It will be close. This is a tight fight. We've got to get out there, go out from this place here in Manchester tonight and spread the word. Spread the word about how hard this election could be, about the risks that this country faces. We must get our message across. We have 36 hours to do it. 36 hours to avert what I think could be a political, economic catastrophe for this country with Corbyn and McDonnell. And I'm absolutely serious. 36 hours to end the deadlock. 36 hours to break the gridlock. 36 hours to dismantle the roadblock in our path and take this country forward. That's what we've got to do. I hope you're all fired up for it. Are you? Let's get out there. Let's get out there. Let's get out there and make sure that we spread the word about the importance of the choice people face on Thursday. The vital importance of getting out to vote, to protect our country from the depredations of Corbyn and McDonnell and Diane Abbott in coalition with Nicola Sturgeon. Let's get out there and explain the advantages of getting Brexit done and allowing our country to move forward with sensible, moderate, pragmatic, but tax-cutting, one-nation conservatism. That is the formula at the heart of what we believe in. It's a fantastic offer for the people of this country. Let's go out there and get it done. Thank you all very much for coming along this afternoon.